things. I want to thank my band and my crew. Thank you guys. It's an awesome band up here that I get to play with all the time. I'm the only part-timer. They're all pros. I'm an actor. I make my living acting. You know, my TV show got canceled. CSI New York. But we were on 9 years. 9 years is a good run for a television show, so I'm very grateful. Having that show the past 9 years has been just the perfect thing, because I've been so passionate about getting out and doing what I can for our troops, and having, you know, actors are always worried about what the next job's going to be if you're lucky. I mean, if you're lucky, you get a job like CSI New York and it lasts for a while, and you go to work every day like people, do. But a lot of times in the acting world, you know, if you go from job to job, you know, a job lasts, you know, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be 2 months, it could be, you know, if you're doing a play or something, it could be a while, but then you're moving on to the next thing and the next thing. And so CSI New York was just a perfect thing at this time in my life, because our men and women have been deployed now for a dozen years to Iraq and Afghanistan. I've got veterans in my family, on my side of the family. My grandfather served in World War I as an ambulance driver in France. My 2 uncles were in World War II, one in the Navy, one in the Air Corps, one in the Navy in the Pacific, and my uncle was on a B-17, a navigator over Europe in World War II. My dad was in the Navy. And then on my wife's side of the family, her brothers served in Vietnam. One was a helicopter pilot. Another was an officer, a West Point graduate, went as a lieutenant, came home, went back as a captain for a second tour in Vietnam. He rose the ranks to major, and then sadly he got cancer at age 39. He died lieutenant colonel. His name was Mac, Boyd McKenna Harris. Everybody called him Mac. I named my son after him, and I named my character on CSI New York after him. He was such a great leader. I learned a lot from him about Vietnam, the Vietnam War, and what had happened to our veterans, and what, you know, I was a kid then, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to what guys just a little bit older than me were going through. And in the early 80s, I got I just got very passionate about supporting our Vietnam veterans, and got very actively involved with that in the 80s, and then in the 90s I got to play one. Anybody see Forrest Gump? Is there anybody who didn't see Forrest Gump? Like 2 people. It's amazing how many people have seen that movie, but that's a good thing. That led to an association with the Disabled American Veterans and our wounded, and because I played a wounded veteran, I've stayed actively involved with our veterans, our wounded veterans for 20 years now. And then September 11th. And having been involved with veterans for so long, having them in my family, and having great respect for those who serve, I just volunteered for the USO, called the USO up and said, what can I do to support our active duty folks? And that led to a great association with the USO. Many great people I've met. And CSI allowed me to have this steady job and know that I didn't have to worry about that part of my life as an actor, so that I could go out on the weekends and do what I could to serve our troops. And the band and I have gone just all over the place. Played on so many bases, it's hard to count. But But it's important because this has been a long war, hasn't it? And we've asked a lot of our men and women in uniform. And you should know that there are people that are grateful for the freedom that you provide, and that we don't take the freedom that you provide for granted. And very small percentage, as you know, serve in uniform and defend our country. Very, very small percentage of our citizens. So we should be grateful for those who defend freedom around the world, and we should do what we can to pat you all on the back once in a while and let you know. God bless you, and remember, there ain't no mountain high enough, there ain't no valley low enough, there ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you. God bless you, God bless America. Let's all stand and sing this last one together. One more song. Thank you.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. God